Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Daniel Irfan bin Shoaizal, metric number CA 20126. I will present about syarah mahram bagi jemaah haji wanita. For the first is table of content, which is I have 4 part with for the first mahram condition, second Hajj obligation for women without being accompanied by a husband or a mahram, third condition for a mahram who can be companion, and for another issue. First is condition of mahram. First is condition of mahram. Mahram condition for female pilgrim. Before 2021, below 45-year-old must bring mahram or husband. On 2019, female that above 18 years old can go Hajj by themselves, does not require mahram. Second is Hajj obligation for women without being accompanied by a husband or mahram. For the first view, mahram is required. In Mazhab Hanafi, if the distance traveled to perform Hajj is less than the short distance, which is a journey of 3 days, then the woman is not required to be accompanied by a mahram or her husband. As for Mazhab Hanbali, mahram is an obligatory condition of Hajj for women. Without mahram, then Hajj does not become obligatory on her. In second view, does not require mahram. In Mazhab Shafi'i, Hajj become obligatory upon a woman if she can go on Hajj with a certain people who are considered able to make the safety of the woman awake, so that she is not easily deceived and caught in immorality. In fact, there are two more call from Imam Shafi'i. The second call say the Hajj remain obligatory on a woman if there is another woman as a companion, while the third call say Hajj is obligatory for a woman if she has to go alone, provided the journey in congratulation to him. Next is tikah. Tikah is regarding the number of tikah women who become companion to fulfill the obligatory condition of Hajj. There are two popular views among the scholars of the Shafi'i sect. The first view is the number of female companion must be 3, so all the women are 4. In Mazhab Maliki, also allow a woman to perform her obligatory accompanied by a party other than her husband or mahram. In the book of Maliki sect, this companion is always referred to as Surah Al-Rufqah which is Al-Rufqah Al-Ma'munah, which means the companions who prosperous, pious and good. The Maliki sect require companion as well as woman itself must be person who will being trusted. Older woman. Performing Hajj, most of the book of Maliki sect does not distinguish between old and young women in the term of the need to be accompanied by a husband or mahram, and this is the view of a majority scholar in this sect. Number of rufqah. This did not find any ruling in the Maliki sect against the number required for rufqah. So as they considered peaceful and phosphorus, which is ma'munah, rufqah ma'munah must a good people who can be trusted, whether all of them are men or a group of women only, and preferably if a good consists of men and women. Third is condition of mahram who can be a companion. For mahram characteristic in Shafi'i sect, The Shafi'i school does not require the characteristic of tikah for the husband or mahram who will accompany in travel. A wicked husband or mahram is allowed with the condition of their weakness. Wickedness is not related to abominable things such as adultery. Mahram must also have reached puberty, but in the view of Aujah, a murahik who is near puberty is also allowed if he efficiency and can prevent people illicit desire against the woman. And for Mazhab Maliki school does not require puberty or even sufficient mumayyiz. There is a narration from Imam Malik that he did not like any one woman traveling with her stepson. And characteristic mahram that are allowed in Hanafi sect is the Hanafi school does not require a Muslim mahram to accompany women. So a zimmi mahram are permissible, but they don't allowing a fasik mahram who does not maintain the dignity of his honor. They also require a sane person, but not require puberty, and a murahik are permissible. And lastly, for Hambali side, the Hambali school require that a mahram must be Muslim. Even an infidel father is not allowed to travel with his daughter the Muslim daughter. Women are also not allowed to travel with their slave because the ban on marrying her does not last forever. That is, as long as she has not freed. They also require that a mahram must be akil baligh. In other respect, their view are like those who, in the other respect, the view are like those who the Shafi'i side. And the lastly is another issue. Wage and mahram maintenance. A woman is not obligated to perform Hajj if she cannot afford it. His expense and the expenses of the mahram accompany him if they ask it from the woman. In this question, the Hanafi and Hanbali sect using the term nafkah mahram, while the Maliki and Shafi'i sect using the term wage or ujrah. Alimony usually mean expenses or the actual costs required, while wages are not necessarily related at the cost of the necessary expenses. Next is husband permission. In the view of the majority, namely the Hanafi, Maliki, and Hanbali sect, if a woman want to perform Hajj fardu accompanied by her mahram, then the permission of her husband not needed, and her husband has no right to stop her from leaving. If it is a circumcised pilgrim, the consent of the husband is still required, and the husband reserves the right to prevent his departure. Next is, does Hunsa need a mahram? For Hunsa mushkil, that is, Hunsa whose male or female nature cannot be ascertained, Al-Nawawi agreed that he has required to be accompanied by a mahram, whether male or female, but the group of foreign women is not enough for him. Next is condition for an amrod. For an amrod, which is a young man who has not yet grown a mustache and beard, if apparently beautiful, Al-Azra'i say his Hajj duty should be required of him accompanied by someone who can guarantee his safety. But for Al-Haytami, a beautiful Amrod should be accompanied either by a master if the Amrod is a slave, or a mahram according to the view of the Aujah. All right, that's all from me. Thank you.